Our community was devastated when HIV and AIDS came. Thousands died of a disease that none of us understood. It was a terrifying time, and I can't think of one who hasn't lost someone to AIDS. Because of this, we are a traumatized community. We have lost our mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters. But then it changed when medical research and science brought ARVs. Finally, during the rollout of 2004, we had hope. Hope that people would stop getting so sick and stop dying. But although science brought us the medication, it didn't engage us with the knowledge. So even today, many people don't understand what HIV is, or how it works in our bodies, or why must we take the medication every day. I have lost my own mother because of lack of medication, knowledge, and non-communication. If I only knew that she was sick and had the knowledge that I have today, my mother would be still alive. She wouldn't have left us suffering and confused. We wouldn't have lost so many lives in my community. HIV has caused severe pain and trauma within our families and communities because we are not empowered. We fear to talk about HIV, so we don't learn about the science. It's a vicious circle that exists, leaving young people terrified that HIV will cast them out of their belonging.
Ubunyani bale nto ithi i-HIV inayo ipilisi eyi-1 like oyityayo for inyanga for uba uyitya unyaka oyi-1.
Mna into endiyaziyo nge-HIV through saliva ukuba iyakwazi utransfereka from omnye umntu to omnye umntu, but ibhodi iyakwazi ukuyilwa iba weak xa itransfereke through saliva okanye i-sweat.
HIV iphinde kuba uthandazeke because kuthiwa with God all things possible.
There is a huge misunderstanding, misinformation and misinterpretation around HIV and treatment in our communities, which leads to non-adherence. And the price we pay at the end is losing so many lives, of which could have been saved. Based upon our research, we use a youth empowering approach that is informed by the theories of belonging that motivate the youth to become communicators in their communities. We use carefully researched visual communication tools that include multimedia animations designed to support learning and storytelling films that bring the science of treatment alive. We begin by engaging with young people by inspiring them to have self-belief, believe that through acceptance and support they can change their communities because they are the change. At the end of this workshop, we encourage them to read their mission statement to inspire and motivate each other.
I want to be someone who is supportive, caring and loving to my friends, family and my community. I want to try and change the way people think about the things that have effects on their lives, e.g. diseases, by doing researches and learning more about most common diseases.
The lack of knowledge is what kills our society. I want to build the minds of young people, teach them respect, discipline, and respecting other people's privacy, and not to discriminate in any way. By doing so, it will change the way people think. Things like suicide in my community will become a less thing to worry about.
Back then, they died because they didn't know they had the virus. They only thought it was TB and all those stuff, fever. They were not aware that this virus does exist. Yes, and back then there was no science there was no science to create the medicine that we use now. Yeah, so I think
ezi zawestern zona senjengoba sezi-processed senjengoba sezi-ready for uba ungavele uzitye and zona zi-proven to be 100% good for umntu.
Salus like came and educated me that abantu that are living with HIV and AIDS, they are the same as us. Bayafana nathi, and they can live even longer. But what they have to do is to take their ARVs very well. Ngale ndlela abaxelelwe ngayo at the clinic.
We need to support each other. We need to put a stop to people discriminating people who are HIV positive. And we need to encourage the youth to go and test. We need to know our statuses. We need to support each other. We need to love each other because HIV is no longer a killer disease. One can live for a long time and one can be happy with the disease. It's just, it needs us to stand together, to say enough is enough.
They are not well informed about HIV and AIDS. Now, if ever you're not well informed, it's going to be difficult for you to impart the knowledge to the learners if ever we are not well informed. That's why we find that. And HIV and AIDS has to do with sex. And sex here in the rural area, which is still taboo in some of our teachers, but it's difficult to talk about sex in our rural areas. That's why we find that learners, they are not informed about HIV. It's because of our teachers, they are still scared to talk about sex.
This is so effective, you know. This is so important. Your workshop is so important to the learners. As I was talking with other colleagues of mine there in the staff room, I was just saying, I wish all of you were there with me. Yeah, there's a lot that I learned there. And by the way, even you guys as teachers, I'm sure that you don't know that thing which I just understood there. So for me, about the workshop, I said, I wish it could be done to all of us, so that if now we know everything about this thing of HIV, or most of the thing about HIV, it's going to be easy for us as teachers to make sure that we implant it to our learners. So that's how our learners, they don't fail to make sure that they are not being affected by or infected by the HIV and AIDS. Because the only reason we can fail is just because we also don't know enough, lack of information, knowledge, you know. So if we can just have that thing of workshopping us as teachers, not basically life sciences to non-teachers, as teachers, because we are parents to them. So we have to make sure that everything that we talk to them is helping them for their future in their lives, you know.
Let me take it from the day we first met. The way you presented to me, I appreciated it because it came here to assist us. As I was engaging with the learners, I've noticed that now the knowledge for HIV and AIDS has increased. Even the Department of Health is saying that the number of learners who are testing now in the nearby clinic is increasing, has doubled now. That means the work that you have done here with this, in these past 7 weeks is enormous in this, and has saved more lives of the African children. That means we need that. Even if it may come next time, we need it.